Welcome back, and now to some of the pictures that you sent into our Eyewitness portal. We begin with this. One from Delta State. It shows aggrieved residents of Sapele protesting the prolonged power outage in the community. Our Eyewitness reporter says the protesters have given the electricity distribution company a reasonable 14-day ultimatum to restore light, failure of which will attract further demonstrations. He's asking the authorities to address the situation to avoid chaos. This next one is from Abuja, showing another protest by tricycle operators within the Gwarimpa-Kubo area who mounted a roadblock to register their grievances. According to our Eyewitness reporter, the transporters are angry over the alleged arrest of one of theirs by the vehicle inspection officers, but he condemned the acts of holding other road users to ransom. From Okota area, that will be Okota area of Lagos State, comes this image of an indiscriminate refuse dump on Agopala's Way. Our Eyewitness reporter, who says this road is a newly constructed road, is sad that people are already defecating and defacing it in different ways, irresponsible. And next from Ogun State is this picture showing many people standing on what appears to be an abandoned and uncompleted three-story building in Abeokuta, all in a bid to catch a glimpse of a popular musician. Our Eyewitness reporter is warning against such risks these people are taking. And finally, from Ondo State is this picture of an accident along the major road there. According to our Eyewitness reporter, the crash, which claimed 4 lives, caused an obstruction. His urgent caution as people travel this festive period. I want to thank you so much indeed for sending in those pictures, as we ask that you keep them coming. We have an important story to tell you now. A plot by suspected militants to bomb the third mainland bridge in Lagos may have been foiled by the Nigerian police. A statement from the Force Public Relations Office disclosed that the militants were arrested following weeks of follow-ups and credible intelligence. It says that intelligence operatives led by CSP Abakari arrested one of the key members of the syndicate on Abiodun Amos, at the bank of the Majidun River in Ikorodu area with 2 AK-47 rifles. According to the police source, Mr. Amos, alleged to be an explosives expert, also led the police to one of his accomplices who escaped on sighting them living behind a Toyota Camry car. A search of the vehicle revealed a carton, that will be 2 of it, of gelatin dynamite explosives and hundreds of detonators hidden in the boot. The police say that they are still on the trail of the other members of the gang who are on the run, while investigations are still ongoing. Again, this message is a statement from the Force Public Relations Office. You're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, reaching you live from Lagos. Let's quickly shift gears now to our Abuja studios, where Ibrahim Adra is standing by to take us through. Ibrahim.
Hello, Kimba. Good to see you again. The president is giving an assurance that he will do his best as the chairman of ECOWAS contact group on Guinea-Bissau to ensure the crisis in the country is completely resolved. President Muhammadu Buhari made this known today while receiving the Prime Minister of Guinea-Bissau, Omar El Mukhtar Sissoko Mbola, at the State House in Abuja, assuring the visiting Prime Minister of Nigeria's continued support to political stability in Guinea-Bissau. President Buhari urged the country's leaders to work hard to reach a lasting solution to the political crisis in the country. In his remarks, Sissoko Mbola described President Buhari as his role model, adding that his country will continue to thank the government and people of Nigeria for their consistent support. As part of efforts to diversify the economy in Edo State, the government is seeking to explore the vast potentials inherent in recycling waste products. Governor Godwin Obaseki said this in Benin City, the state capital, while inspecting a new garbage dump to be used as a temporary site for refuse disposal.
Presenting the Edo 2017 budget proposal, Governor Godwin Obaseki left no one in doubt about his commitment to clean environment. This philosophy is aptly demonstrated in the governor's inspection tour of the dump sites at the Benin bypass, where heavy-duty earth-moving machines have been deployed to clear the refuse obstructing the access road. The chairman of the task force on the environment, Osaudian Ogye, acknowledges the dire need for reorientation of the people to change their mindset in the area of waste disposal.
We are going to begin to carry out a lot of public enlightenment, which involve landlords, your journalists, the parlors, traditional institutions, the civil society, everybody, the political parties. We want to let our people know that we need to clean our environment.
The governor promised to take adequate steps to protect groundwater at the new dump sites inspected, adding, however, that the government is considering recycling.
We have to open up more landfills, make sure that the new landfills are properly sealed so that they do not pollute our underground water. So that's what we plan to do. Open up more landfills, more properly prepared landfills, but more importantly, to now begin to collaborate with people who will make the investments of turning this waste to wealth.
Commitment to clean environment should be a collective endeavor of all residents of Edo State. The people must complement government's efforts in order to achieve lofty environmental goals.
Now to Cross River State, where the government there has affirmed its commitment to continue promoting its people's cultural heritage. Governor Ben Ayade said this while declaring open the 8th edition of the Calabar carnival. He told participants that the government will sustain the fiesta, which has attracted an international audience.
Cross River State Governor Ben Ayade flagging off the 2016 Calabar Carnival at the Millennium Park situated at 1111 Roundabout.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the climax of today's game.
A convergence of people and colour in the Cross River capital. It's the 8th edition of the festival, which from all indications appears not to be losing its vitality and fanfare, as shown by various band groups on parade, clad in magnificent costumes as they make their way through 5 main carnival routes in the city. The carnival is no longer a cross-river affair only, as the northern region of the country is well represented here, just as other groups around the world showcase their talents.
Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. Congratulations, Ben Ayade.
With a total of 13 countries taking part in Wednesday's event and 22 expected to join in Thursday's event, the annual showcase has no doubt become a major tourist attraction and is set to assume more international recognition, giving the Cross River State government's resolve to keep it as a key activity in its calendar of programs.
We'll now return to Gimba in Lagos for more reports on the news at 10. Thank you for watching.
Brilliant. Many thanks indeed, Ibrahim. Time now to move on to business news with Melinda Kinlami.
You first. First Bank.
Welcome to Business News. The River State Governor Nyesom Wike has presented a 470 billion naira budget estimate for the 2017 fiscal year before the State House of Assembly in Port Harcourt. According to the governor, the budget will herald the historic landmark of the 50th anniversary of the state next year. Nigeria's stock market looks set to end the year positive as majority of the equities closed Wednesday's session in the green. Millicent Walker has the details. welcome to the Stock Market Report. As financial markets in Nigeria resume today after the long Christmas break, Nigeria's equities opened the last trading week for 2016 with a moderate 0.76% rise in the general index, while market value increased by about 70 billion naira to 9.18 trillion naira. The performance is in reaction to the positive market breadth comprising a total of 30 gainers against 18 losers, while in percentage terms, University Press emerged the most significant gainer, followed by NEM Insurance and Multiverse, while the losers category was led by Guinness, EcoBank Transnational and Custodian Insurance. A total turnover of 131.68 million shares worth 1.24 billion naira were traded in over 2,000 transactions. The three most actively traded stocks for the day were International Breweries, Transcorp and FCMB. Well, that's the Stock Market Report. I'm Millicent Walker. Many thanks, Millicent. Now let's move over to the United States, where stocks opened a touch lower as the Dow Jones looks to extend its streak to 8 straight weeks of gains. From the Nasdaq market side, here's VOA Channel CV business correspondent Jill Malandrino in New York City.
U.S. stocks open a touch lower, detracting from yesterday's gains, but stocks are still looking to roll into new record territory in this final week of trading for 2016. The Nasdaq hit another record closing high on Tuesday, even though down just a touch today, and this is as the general broader market's recent upward bias continues, helping by a gain in technology shares. Oil is up for a fourth straight session, with traders waiting to see if OPEC will make good on its promises to cut output in the new year. Bonds were a little changed as a 10-year holds around 2.5%. The dollar is mixed. I think what the catalyst here is, if it can move lower, that could be how we finally get the Dow over that key 20,000 level. Now, we have just 3 trading days to go in 2016, including today's session. But let's take a look at some incredible stats for the year. On the February low on the S&P 500, we were down by 14%. That was the worst markets have performed to kick off a new year in history. Since then, we've seen a massive turnaround. The S&P is up about 6% from the election. It's up 11% on the year. Take a look at that movement from that low all the way up to where we are right now with just 3 days to go. The Nasdaq has gained 9.6%, driven by post-election rise of more than 5%. The Russell, which is a small cap index, that's the winner, up nearly 21.5% in 2016. Nearly 15% of that occurred following the election. Now note, the Dow is up almost 9% since the election, bringing its year-to-date gain to 14.5%, and it's also coming off of 7th straight weekly gains. We'll see if we can actually get that push over 20,000 and for 8 straight weeks of gains. From the Nasdaq market site in Times Square, New York, I'm Jill Malandrino, and this is VOA Channel's Business TV. Okay.
In Europe and Asia, stock markets are still in festive trading, but ended with rather mixed sentiments today amid disappointing data from Japan. That's business news. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Melinda Akinlami.
You first. First Bank.
Next on the news at 10, former women's world #1 Anna Ivanovic announces retirement from tennis after battling injuries through 2016. That's in sports news. Stay with us.